Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're breaking down a framework for future-proof digital businesses you can start with absolutely zero budget, all based on the ideas in a manifesto called 7 Digital Businesses for 2026.
Okay, let's start with the core idea, the big takeaway from our source material. Wealth isn't created by working more, it's created by positioning yourself first. Think about that for a second. It's not about grinding harder, it's about being in the right place at the right time. This idea completely flips the old script on its head, basically saying that where you stand is way more important than how hard you run. All right, so to really get where we're headed, we first have to talk about where we are. Let's look at the problem with the online business models that, well, pretty much everyone is trying to do right now.
The whole digital landscape is changing under our feet. Right now, so many people are stuck fighting for the same customers in what experts call red oceans. Think of it like a Shark Tank. Super crowded, super competitive. I'm talking about things like dropshipping. But, and this is the exciting part, new, untapped blue oceans are opening up. The real value is moving away from those bloody, crowded waters and into these fresh, new opportunities built on specific, high-value services.
So what's driving this big change? What makes the next few years so different? Well, the source we're looking at calls it the Great Separation. And let me tell you, this isn't just some buzzword or passing trend. It's a fundamental shift in how the entire economy works. And get this, there's actually a date attached to it. The source points directly to 2026 as the year this all really hits the mainstream. It's the tipping point, the moment it becomes irreversible. Mainly because technologies like AI will stop being novelties and just become, well, part of everything we do. So what is the Great Separation, really? This slide breaks it down perfectly. For, ever, economic value came from just knowing stuff, from having access to information. If you knew something others didn't, you had an edge. But now, with AI, information is basically free and everywhere. It's become a commodity, like water. So the new currency, the new source of value, is shifting to things that AI can't replicate. Implementation, that is what you can actually do with the information, and authenticity, your ability to genuinely connect with other human beings. Okay, so now that we get the theory behind this massive shift, let's get practical. What does this actually look like on the ground? We're about to walk through 7 specific business models that are built from scratch for this new world.
All right, here they are, the magnificent 7. As we go through them, I want you to look for a pattern, because it's definitely there. Every single one of these is a direct response to that shift we just talked about. They're all about implementation, authenticity, and getting really, really specific with your expertise. First up, the AI Automation Agency. This is pure implementation in action. And listen, this is not about you needing to become a coding genius, not at all. It's about using simple, no-code tools that are already out there to automate boring, repetitive tasks for small local businesses. Like your local restaurant, dentist, or law firm. These folks are swamped, and frankly, a lot of them are kind of scared of the tech, so you're not selling them AI. You're selling them something way more valuable, their time back, and that is priceless.
Number 2 is a really smart, counterintuitive move that's all about authenticity. Think about it. AI is about to flood the internet with tons of okay-ish but totally soulless content. So what becomes super valuable? A real, genuine human voice. This business is all about taking those robotic AI drafts and breathing life into them. You inject stories, emotion, you turn that synthetic text into something that actually connects with people and, gets them to act. Okay, number 3, the voice search optimization, or VSO specialist. This whole idea is built on what the source calls the slow death of the keyboard. I mean, how often do you just ask your phone or smart speaker a question now? It's happening all the time. A VSO specialist is the one who implements the right changes on a local business's website so they actually show up when someone says, hey, find a great coffee shop near me. It's a totally different world from typing into a Google search bar.
All right, number 4, and I want you to completely forget the typical influencer image here. The real money in user-generated content is moving over to the B2B, business-to-business world, and it's an absolute goldmine for authenticity. Software companies are practically begging for credible professionals, not influencers, to make honest videos that just show how their tool works in the real world. You're not selling likes and follows, you're selling your professional credibility. It's all about trust.
Okay, let's be honest, we all feel this next one. In our crazy, always-on world, digital burnout is a real, massive problem. So this business sells the cure. It's all about human-led implementation. You step in and help people organize their chaotic digital lives. We're talking files, emails, endless notifications, the whole mess. You help them get their focus and their sanity back. The source even calls this a medical necessity. It's not a luxury anymore.
Number 6 is the vertical prompt engineer. Okay, that sounds a little technical, so let's just break it down. Vertical just means you go super deep into one single industry, and prompt engineer means you get really, really good at telling AIs what to do to get amazing results. So this is high-level implementation. Instead of creating some generic how-to-use AI course, you create and sell a package of perfect, pre-made prompts that solves a huge, specific problem for, I don't know, architects or dentists or lawyers. It becomes an asset you can sell over and over again. And finally, number 7. This one tackles a huge issue in our modern world, loneliness. This model is all about creating pure authenticity. People are just starving for real connection, something deeper than a social media feed. So, a hybrid community architect does just that. You design and run carefully curated, membership-based communities that mix great online discussions with actual, real-world get-togethers. You're not just building an audience, you're building a genuine sense of belonging. So these are some fantastic ideas, right? But a great idea is one thing. How in the world do you actually run one of these businesses with no team and no money? The answer isn't to try and patch together 20 different free tools that don't talk to each other. That's a nightmare. Instead, the source suggests focusing on just 2 core engines to power the whole thing. Here they are. First, you need an operating engine. Think of this as your digital storefront and your cash register. It's how you present your services and get paid. A tool like systema.io is a great example. Second, you need a relationship engine. This is your voice, your automated follow-up system that builds trust and nurtures your potential clients over time, so you don't have to do it all by hand. Something like GetResponse fits that bill perfectly. All right, we're coming to our final section, and honestly, this might be the most important part of the whole thing. Because you can have the best business idea in the world, but without the right mindset, it's just not going to work. It all comes down to a fundamental shift in how you think about your work.
And this slide just lays it out so clearly. Are you a freelancer or an asset builder? A freelancer sells hours. They're stuck in that trap of trading time for money. If you don't work, you don't get paid. But an asset builder, they think differently. They create systems, templates, intellectual property. They build something that works for them, even when they're not actively working. That is the path to real freedom. I absolutely love this quote. Starting without a budget isn't a limitation, it's a discipline. It's such a powerful way to reframe things. When you don't have money to throw at a problem, you're forced to get creative. You're forced to talk to people, build real relationships, and make sure your idea is actually good before you go all in. It makes you create real value right from the very start. So, we're going to leave you with this one final question to think about. The future we've been talking about is coming, and it's coming fast. The front row seats for 2026 are already starting to run out. The question is, which one will you take?